You know, we don't love using that word burning.
No, we do not.
We do not like burning. We're giving it a sunburn. I like to say
Yes.
turning pink. But what was I saying? Oh,
Skincare
ready-goods.
and radiation. I mean, so I guess the question I'm asking is when you see, the skin, being, essentially, getting, some color, getting that effects, from the radiation, do you, and as far as, your doctor's advice, do you guys recommend clean skin? Do you use aloe on the skin? What are you really, seeing as people actually, using to mitigate those effects?
So a lot of people, they always go to aloe. They always go to the all natural, which I understand. Yes, it's great. It is all natural. But if you have an open skin from the radiation and you put that aloe plant on and you just got it from outside and there's a cut, it could have some bacteria. You can get an infection. So we kind of do away with the aloe, the all natural, and we tell them to use the lotions. Because, we all believe in the natural stuff. And I understand that. And it is great. But you have to be careful when you put that stuff on because it might make it worse.
Yeah, that's a really good
Also.
point, actually. And that just goes to my point of, or my next question, the natural versus conventional skincare products. Do you believe for yourself, that natural versus, the one with like, I mean, essentially there's always going to be a certain type of chemicals and pretty much everything. Like, what do you think is like right for you as far as your skincare routine?
For me, I go a little bit both ways. I go a little bit both ways. Like if I'm having a breakout, then the natural way is not going to work for me. If I want a calming effect and I just want to relax and I want a nice relaxing night at home and put some nice, chamomile stuff or lavender, get the incense going and get the whole thing going, the ice, then I go the whole natural. And then sometimes I throw on that mask that I can't move at all. That's not all natural. And I'm just like, I cannot move. I cannot, don't put that in there, please. Um, so I go both ways. And I feel like people with troubled skin, the all natural way is not going to work. I mean,
Right.
you
Okay.
see it, it's just not going to work. Like if I'm having a breakout, okay, we put toothpaste, but is that all natural? It does work. It
Yeah.
does. But I feel like, I guess it just depends because I feel like some people with the conventional, the stuff that we buy over the counter, some of that stuff has a lot of stuff and your face breaks out. My face is not as sensitive as some. So I guess it's like, I guess it just depends on your skin.
Well, I mean, for me, the natural route has definitely worked for me. And I know that, there's such a panic that goes on when we get like blemishes on our face and as your face is just looking, wrecked. But yes, I will agree that it takes longer. And in this kind of, day and age, it feels like we don't have a lot of time. So I definitely have gone
Very
to
true.
the very, very, abrasive stuff. And, I kind of grew up in that, age where it's like, if it's not drying out your face, like
It's
you
not
think
good.
it
Right.
didn't work, right?
Right. It's so
Yeah.
true. Well, we used to wash our face with hand soap, like the dial hand soap. So, and we thought that that was okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, you just waited a couple of hours for your face to like uncrack a little bit. But
Yeah.
we
And
were
then you
young.
put, and then
There
you
was no
put baby
crack.
oil on your face. You're like, oh, baby oil is going to work. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
just, everybody had baby oil and everybody had the soap and that was it. We never had face wash or did your,
No.
when you asked your mom, can I get some face, can I get that clear skin stuff that everybody else do for what? You have soap right here.
I mean, like, I had a lot of older siblings, so they would buy like Stridex and stuff, and like I would just like use because that's when I was coming into that age where I was just breaking out, and I didn't know what to do. And so my mom would like, she wouldn't really buy it, but she would let like clearly my siblings were buying it because they worked and stuff, and so I would use all of their stuff, but she never used any of that stuff. She always used her own products and stuff that she was making. I just never wanted to listen, like,
Right.
until I just started getting like wrinkles. And then I was like, girl, like, you need to spill the deets.
I also think though too, because I was the Noxzema era. So
Ah,
Noxzema, right? So just for fun,
that
a
stuff.
couple months ago, I have no idea, but a couple months ago I bought it. I said, you know
Oh
what? Let me try it out now with this aged skin because you
my.
can
You're one
use
of
some.
those old ladies that sleep with it like
No,
on.
no, and I did not. I put that on and I was like, "Oh, this does not feel right. This is not for my skin." Our skins are different when we're teenagers. And I was like, maybe it'll work somewhere else. I don't know. So I just used it as a body wash, maybe.
I love it. I love it. Very tingly. Very tingly.
I was like, it's got to work. And I'm not going to throw away the jar. I just bought it. It's brand new. And I do love the smell.
I
So
mean, is there something about like a medicated smell that gets you
it's,
every time, right?
it's our families. It's our families, you know, like if Yapuru was in a perfume, we probably all put it on. So
Absolutely. I mean, I know it definitely says on there, like, do not put Vicks Vapor Rub in any like mucous membrane, but I
that's not true.
definitely,
It doesn't
yeah,
work. It doesn't work then.
yeah. I mean, it was definitely put up my nose,
It,
and
if it's not in there, it doesn't work. I'm sorry. You know, like it's got to be here.
absolutely does, and it cures everything. If
Yeah,
you ask our Hispanic parents,
it does. Now, I mean, they do have a lot of stuff now. Now they have the humidifier for it. Now they actually have a nose thing that you can stick up your nose instead of doing, the Q-tip or your finger.
yeah, I think that's popular in Miami.
It's popular in my house too, just a little bit. I turn it off when I have guests come.
Okay, like so like when it comes to skin treatments and stuff, like do you prefer like the DIY approach, like you're gonna do stuff at home, or like I think you're an esthetician girl. Like I can smell
Mhm.
that vibe that you're like,
Yeah.
you go and you like to get, like extracted and look. I mean, because you have amazing skin. Like I don't think I've ever seen a pore on you.
No, there is. They get cleaned, but I like going there and I like to see what comes out. Most of the time, it's not that
Ooh.
much, but I just love it. I love what they do. I love how they get it out. I love the steam, and I want to try something new every single time. I did the dermaplaning. I did the cold stuff. I did all the stuff, and every time I come out of there with like a different kind of like, I'm like, I like it. I'll try something else next time.
I love that.
I am consistent. I will get a facial at least once a month, like a regular one, and then every now and then I'll throw in something that I haven't tried yet. But I do like my facial. I love it. I
I
think
love that. I never get facials. I
like
don't. Like
it's so
I know I
relaxing.
need to maybe go to your person because it's like
It's so relaxing. And
and
then they just start doing, oh, you should do this and you should that. And we're gonna try this, and I'm like, go for it, try it all, try it all, try it
try
all.
it out, try it
It's
out.
like it's a spa day, like.
Does the steam seduce you? Is that
Oh
what's going
yes.
on?
I feel like so it's like you're taking a shower. When we take a shower, I know sometimes I don't use that hot water, but it's like the same thing. And then it opens up everything. I love facials. I don't know
I
how to
love
say
that.
it.
Okay. So like, okay, so living in, South Florida and like so you again, and maybe it's because of the facials, I don't know. But like you never look greasy and like most of us are like walking around with like oil slicks on our face. And I believe that's because once you get out into the humidity that with all of the stuff it's your skin is just always going to absorb what it's missing, and so it's taking from the environment and it's sucking it in. So because I mean if my skin is like really balanced, I won't get greasy, but
Mhm.
I won't get as greasy, I should say. There's
Right,
always
right.
going to be a
There's
glow around.
always grease. There's always grease.
Right. Well, I mean it's like the glow, right?
I know. People kill for the glow.
Yeah. I mean, so what do you think about that? Is there anything that you use to mitigate that?
So I do, if I'm going out and I know, in the summertime, you know how humid it gets down here, I will do the little blotters. I always have one in every bag that I have. I do a lot of the water sprays, during the summertime just to keep it
Ooh,
hydrated.
which ones do you use?
Well, I like the one from Aveeno
Okay.
and then the Mario, but
Badesco?
yes, because
I
he
like
has like an array of, you like that one or no?
I do. I like it. You know what I use it as is like when I'm, setting my concealer. Like I don't use like a regular setting. Like
Mhm.
so I'll just put like concealer on and then I'll like spray like my I know I no makeup guru. I just do it and it so I'll just put it on my sponge and that seems
Does
to
it
really
does it help? Does it give you like a dewier look or just
No, I just use it for my under eyes. It just to me
okay.
it sets my concealer so it's not
Okay.
creasy. You
Well,
say
I
you
also because I don't like the setting spray just because I feel like that makes it like I feel like it just stucks to your face. I was like, all right, I get that you're setting the makeup, but Now I can't move.
Yeah.
Whereas that stuff, it doesn't feel that way.
So
Well,
like,
there we go back to the chemical stuff. Like that stuff is just kind of like the rose water, the aloe, and that stuff. It's just a mixture of stuff, and it feels better. Whereas I put that setting spray that I buy after that, I'm like, I get that I want my, but it doesn't feel good on
but
my
so
skin.
like, okay, then, so because you're going in between natural and, you know, more, I'm going to say chemical laden because it's not really fair
Mhm.
to say because each skin product, you know, has, you know, a,
Both.
let's say
Mhm.
exactly, you know, somewhat of a combination. And, you know, I'm not exactly sure how they derived it. So like, how do you do your skincare? Like, so do you have a different routine in the morning than you have like in the afternoon? I mean, at nighttime or?
Yes, I think in the morning, if I wake up in time, I'm a little more rushed, so it's a little bit different on the days that I have to go to work. At nighttime, I tend to get put more into it. Plus, because I'm going when I'm going to bed, I feel like I'm more relaxed and I'm more. I mean, I can let all that stuff sink in. So in the morning, I usually get up. I have stuff to wash my face in every bathroom everywhere I go, just because I don't want to pick up the soap and wash my face.
Right, absolutely.
So, but usually I do that, and then I'll put the toner on. And you know what? And I always laugh because I'm like, am I supposed to put the toner on every day? Will it dry my face? It hasn't dried out yet. I go back and forth with toners. I do.
Well, how are you
I
feeling about cleansing oils? Because that's
I
like everybody's
absolutely.
double cleansing these days.
So I was very, very anti. And then I'm being complete. I told you this before, and I'm being completely honest. When I tried your stuff, I was like, let me do my test. Let me do how I do this and how I do that. And I swear, I was like, and I did it. I didn't do it one day. I did 2 days, and I did it again. I was like, oh, because it makes me, we get lazy. So we
Yeah,
just go, and then we think that everything is supposed to come off with just this, and then wipe your face.
right,
With this,
absolutely.
I feel like I am forced to put it into my skin because I'm forced to massage my skin, and
Right,
then it doesn't take any more time or less. It's not being lazy or anything. It's the same amount of time, but I want to use it the right way. And
right.
it just seems to help. My face is so much more clean. I'm telling you, I did my wipes, my wipe test, and it did work. I was like, and I was not, everybody was talking about it. I'm
You're a
like, nope,
skeptic, yeah. Yeah,
good.
I was too. I
Maybe
was
I
like,
gotta
"Oh, I'm
try
gonna
it.
double cleanse because it's in your head, you know?" And then once I just used, you know, the cleansing oil, and I was like, "Oh, wow." And I was like, "It really does take off all my makeup
It
without stripping
does.
my skin." But again, we're still in that, like, it's not clean if it's not squeaking, which is totally not true and destroying our skin, really.
Right.
I
I'm
mean, that's how I feel.
scrubbing everything. They say you're not even supposed to use those scrubs all the time,
Yeah.
and you're just like trying to. But this, I'm running out, so I have to get more. If I can get it in a really big double size bottle, like a Costco bottle, that'd be great.
Okay. It can be done. So, do you do like all like did you do the 8 steps at night? Do you really just like put everything on there and like, you know, sleep like that because you know you're like a jelly. I always say jelly donut, but it's like it's not.
I
It's like
do. I
okay,
do.
I love that. Okay.
If there isn't anyone in my bed besides my dogs, then yes, I do the whole thing, and the retainer. I get it all. I get it all. I
You're
get it
all
all together.
guys. I
Oh,
love
I
the
have a headband. I have a headband to make sure all the hair is out of the way, make sure I get
yes.
everything. Yeah, I do the whole thing. I
I
do.
started sleeping on my back lately. Actually, my dermatologist told me because I was like, I'm getting like wrinkles through here. And she's like, sleep on your back. And I was like, I can't sleep on my back.
Oh yeah, I do.
I sleep on my back now. And I swear this looks so much better when I wake up.
You
So
know,
much.
it also helps too. You don't get the wrinkles right here in the boobies.
This is true. This is true. But
I
you know what
know.
I do though? Is that like I found that I do the gua sha. So I
Mhm.
use my vitamin C glow oil and I keep it on my bed and I put it on my face. And then while I'm laying down, because I drain better laying down,
Mhm.
I start doing the gua sha with it. And it
Mm.
really just drains everything.
Now,
So
when
yeah,
you do
I'm
the
I'm that girl when I wake up. I'm gorgeous.
when you are gorgeous. You are gorgeous.
I'm glad
When you do the gua sha thing, is it the one? It's just the roller, right? Not the one with the little
No,
prickly
I
poop.
have yeah, it's like a small one or whatever, like a jade one. And
Uh,
it just because like I got like I don't know. I have to do like lymphatic drainage massages like once a
Mhm.
month because I get like really, really stopped up.
Mhm.
And you could always just see it like in like other videos, like my face is like really puffy. And that's because I'm just not draining, whether it's sinuses or whatever it is. And she was like, you really, you drain better like when you're laying down and
And
like,
then you do it.
pull of that.
Try
And
that.
yeah, I really see that like there's so much more, like my face is actually my face, like and
Right,
not
right.
so like puffy. So I don't know. I mean, that helps for me. And, I mean, that just pain that you get from, having your sinuses and everything. I didn't have sinuses before 40. So I
Oh, I
don't know
just
when
this
that happened.
no, it's bad. This I never had since I moved here, and it's bad.
Yeah.
Maybe I should start doing it that way in my
Yeah. I mean,
home.
no, it works for me. But I mean, do you feel like okay, well my next question would be like, so do you have like do you change your diet like at like different times of the month so your skin looks good, or do you feel like it doesn't really matter, it's all for you topical and not like internal?
So, if I could change my diet for that time of month, I would, but I can't control it. So
Mm.
that's why it's bad. But I don't it's not like it used to be. Like, you eat more sugar, you drink more, not that I drink soda, but like you do the bad stuff because you're craving it more.
Cravings.
So I wish I could not do that. So yes, and then once that's over, then I go almost a little hardcore for that next week just to make sure that all of it comes out of me and everything like that because I know I do notice when don't drink enough water, and I drink a ton of water, and I
You
think
do.
that is key for your face to feel hydrated and all that. And I know some people are like that's doesn't it's not real. I'm like, well, works for me.
Do
So
you do like special water? I mean, do you do like, no,
no,
okay.
nope, just regular
Much,
water. I just
much
drink
less.
too much of it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that
just
makes
I
sense.
always have.
Yeah,
Always.
I go through like phases of like drinking a lot of water and then like, like I don't really want to, which is
Well,
it's not good, but
but when you don't you feel it? You feel it, especially down here in South
I do.
Florida. You feel it.
I do. And it definitely for me affects my skin, like everything affects my skin.
Yes.
But I do, you know what I do now though, in the morning, I will put a little bit of Celtic salt in my water. You know how like you drink like a bottle of water like
Mhm.
straight away.
Mhm.
You put a little Celtic salt in it, it actually just, it balances your electrolytes. So then you're not, that not so much that not that thirsty during the day, but that the water is actually hydrating your cells on a cellular level and not just passing through you and flushing through you. So, I think combining both things, I think, really helps. But that's
Is
just,
Celtic salt the same salt that I put in my food?
are you putting iodized salt in your food? Because
Yes. Just a
that's
little
no
bit.
bueno. That's no
Just
bueno, mommy.
just a little bit with adobo. It's fine, just sometimes.
I know. I explained to my mom, I'm like, you can't use adobo. And I'm like, it makes lab rats fat. I don't know any lab rats.
Uh, she's right. She's absolutely right.
He
Your
has not
mom,
met a lab rat. She's absolutely
I don't know any lab rats, so yeah.
right. We
I
are not
mean,
friends, so it is not proven.
right. Remember, if you don't see it, it doesn't count.
So, like, have you like tried like any trends like where you're like at first you like kind of like see it and you're like, I'm not going to do that. That's like solely totally silly, like the shake weight or something, and then and
It
then
does work. It's definitely helped with my neck muscles. I mean my muscles.
I can just imagine how that works. I would love to see those arms one day.
Oh my
No,
gosh. I had
but
to. That was a
no,
wide open one.
yeah, like, so, I mean, are you trying like I mean, I know a lot of people are buying stuff from TikTok. I have not yet. Like, I
Oh,
don't
wait, wait,
know.
so you
Not.
got, and I will say this all the time. TikTok made me do it. I was like, well, I mean, I wish I did not say that, but sometimes, I don't really go on there, but I do. And then yes, TikTok made me do it. So the cupping thing was one thing because
Which
they
one
make
do
little ones,
you think?
the
Oh, those
cupping thing,
little, yes.
the little ones. But now it looks like I got like chicken pox all over my face. Like, you can't. You can't use that and go outside. I gotta go to work. Hey,
Yeah.
what'd you do? I was just cupping my face. Like,
And
what am I
especially
doing?
if you're not like for me, like I can go like this now and like, like there's some circulation issues. Thanks, mom. You
Oh,
know, so like that'll stay for hours, it's
yes.
a good look.
No, maybe yes, it's okay on your back. I'm not gonna walk around butt ass naked, but like on my face, I'm like literally like who was sucking on your face last night? They weren't sucking on the right spots. Like it's crazy. Like I tried that and then I stopped right away. That I had to. I think that should be done by a professional too. Like I should not be buying this stuff and trying myself. Just like
Yeah,
we talked about the
absolutely.
laser thing. We're gonna laser both of our, whatever. That is not a good idea. I mean, I'll as long as we
If
redirection and
I do
everything.
yours and you do mine, then it's semi a good idea.
Can we pick someone else first so we can practice on them and then we can do each other?
We have gone through our lives and said that we were experts at things that we wanted somebody else to try, but that's another story. Go ahead, let's try it. Let's you try it
Okay.
first.
Okay. Another trend, and I know, and I don't even know if this was on TikTok, and this is probably how old I am, is that do you remember when everyone was like, "Oh, you just put mayonnaise on your face," or was it your hair? I can't remember.
It was
So
your hair.
I think I just did it all over, and I was like, I maybe this is like the before the internet stuff, so I don't know if I was doing it right. Like you hear it on, like someone tells you at school, and you're like,
And you
oh,
put the Noxema on your hair and then the
right,
mayonnaise on
and you
your
wait
face.
for Cosmo to tell you to like, hey, this is what you should try, and next month they're like, this is what you should not try, right?
Yeah,
So
they're like, oh yeah, remember when we told you that?
no,
No,
not a good
definitely.
idea.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that was another one. There's probably been a few more that I probably don't want to admit. I have not. No, I'm not going to even say that one. When people were saying how like when you urinate that first thing in the morning, I'm like, no, 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 no. That is wrong, 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 wrong.
No
Yeah.
judgment. I mean, I'm all about the natural approach to things, but I'm just, I mean, when the zombie apocalypse happens and maybe, no judgment, but I'm going to just leave that waste right there. That's just me though. That's just me.
Yeah.
No judgment. Hey, it could give you like years of, longevity. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
No,
I'm
what have
not
you tried? Which ones have you tried?
I don't. I make my products at that's where the mad
Well, see,
scientist.
but you're better at that than I am. Like you're good at that. Like you
Well, thank
are.
you.
Like
That
you are. I am not. I'm just gonna go online and be like, what do I need? Yeah, I'll just give me that stuff. Yeah. So the
Yeah, I
mayonnaise
do.
thing.
I really like to experiment and kind of figure stuff out. And that's kind of, my mom was always making stuff and like she's making stuff now. And she's a bit of my competition. I'm glad that she's lazy because I'm like, well, and I'm like, you should have put your stuff in a lab and got your stuff out there, Miss Carmen. And if she hears this, she's going to be like, well,
Oh,
maybe I,
she's gonna tell you when you get her on here. She's
then
gonna
I'm
tell
going to
you.
then she's going to make me do all the work. So
No,
I'm going to essentially be my own competition. Like,
yeah, but it might be awesome.
well, no, it would definitely be awesome. But
It
the thing
is.
is that her stuff is not stable. And that is my whole thing. And I'm like, so I will come up with something like, like this. So I have a charcoal mask that I use at home also, but
Mhm.
like that one is like the base of it is apple cider vinegar, which I love. I love to put
Yep.
in stuff.
Mhm.
And I'm like, girl, like 2 seconds after wearing it, you're like, I mean, like I've tried to suck out of a straw and I'm like, like your face is not moving, but do you look snatched afterwards? Yes. All of the things. And so when you go to market, like you can't use that stuff. And like I keep it in the refrigerator and like, so it is just different products. I need to make sure that what I am giving to you, that it has been tested, that it is,
Right. Right.
been put in the lab, especially with dogs and stuff. So like when people are like, why don't you just sell me whatever you have? And I'm like, look, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that
Mhm.
everything I own has dog hair in it. Like I've
Everything.
given up on, yeah. I was like, I took him to the car wash today and I was like, I've got to just vacuum the inside of this car. And I was like, to somewhat mitigate, all that hair. And he just thought it was hilarious. And he's just jumping around the car, shedding even more, like,
I
ha,
know.
ha, ha.
You do it for what, the day, and then the next day we're back to square one. But
Yeah,
you
it
have
just
one.
it
I
looks a
have way
little.
too many.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, definitely. And that's another thing. So, I mean, all the chatting, we're, of course getting off topic, but this is why I love chatting with you.
Let's
But
do.
like, would you eventually like what's Jennifer doing in like 6 months to a year? Is Jennifer opening up a dog rescue? Is, Jennifer buying a farm? Is Jennifer opening up a beauty lab with me? What is Jennifer doing?
I mean, I could do all of them. All of them.
I do love all of this.
All of them, yes. But no,
Yes.
Jennifer's not opening up a dog rescue. She's just gonna keep on taking in dogs for her own rescue.
I
Do you
know.
know
How
how
many
much I
are you
love
up
my
to now?
babies? 4,
Four.
5.
I and counting. I mean, you're a great, great dog mom, and like definitely the world needs more people that, are willing to foster and rescue because I mean, clearly we like them better than we like
I've been washing their face as well too. I know it sounds crazy,
people.
but I do these little wipes on their faces because I like to kiss and hug them and
Yes.
I don't want to break out. So I start cleaning their faces so they have their own
I can
routine.
just hear you telling them in Spanish, "Ay, mi little
Then
muñequito."
they literally, as soon as you walk in the house, they all run from me. I'm like, no, no, no. We do it in the morning and at night before we go to bed. Let's go. And they're just like, I'm
Well,
like, yeah.
before I pick Jack, Jackson goes outside, he goes potty, and I come in and I
You wipe his feet. You do this. You've been doing that all the time.
Yep, absolutely. I don't want all that on my no,
Right.
because I like
Well,
as soon as my son moved out, everything is white in my house. Like
yeah, I can't do that.
I'm like one of those old Hispanic ladies. I might as well put like what's
The
it called?
plastic
Like
on it.
the plastic.
I mean, that's what I would do if I had white. I would need the plastic on it. You
Like
see, I don't have. I have blue. I have blue. You can't
I
tell.
know I love the blue though. 'Cause, like if you like, is it really your grandma if she didn't have plastic on her furniture? Is it
You. I
really?
mean, I think it's coming back. I mean,
I
I'm going to keep the plastic on the new bed that I just spent $4,000 or $5,000 on. That plastic is staying on.
I do. Do you keep plastic on like your phone and stuff, like to keep it newer
So,
longer for a little
okay,
bit?
just a little bit in case because you never know. What if I want to return it, right?
Yes,
Like,
I know. I feel the same
I
way.
might drop it,
I
and
know. I mean,
I
I
want to make
like a
sure.
protective coating on things for a while.
And I yell at my dad because he does it. He even leaves it on like certain lights, and I'm like, "Why does it look like that?" And he's like, "No, no, no, déjalo, 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 déjalo." I'm like,
Or
I do the
like
same
when
thing.
people cut off the like I don't know, maybe it's just Hispanic in me, but it's like they're like, why don't you cut off the tag that comes with like your pillows or something? And I'm like, why
Wait, you're
would
supposed to do that?
yeah, I think people do it.
Never done that. Have all the tags.
Now you're making stuff up. Now you're
I'm,
making
I'm gonna have to look that up because TikTok did not say I have to do that.
it's I mean TikTok has really diagnosed me. Like I didn't know I was ADHD. Like I didn't know. I think last week I was autistic. Like there's
Welcome
so
to the
many
club.
things I didn't know, and I didn't know.
Now, did you know that we need silk, right? Like I need my silk pillows. I
I
need
have,
because
yeah.
this hair.
Oh, I'm doing that. All
Okay,
of that.
we got that. We got that. Okay,
That's
okay.
true though. Like you do need that. So you're a glider. You're a glider.
Right. I don't want to be rubbing on some rough, not that my sheets are rough anyway, so it doesn't really
Wow.
matter. But I want to be rubbing on some silk.
Yeah.
I'd like to be
It
rubbing on
feels
something else, but we're not going to rub it on something else today.
good. It's funny, like in my like old age, like I do my beauty routine like at night and stuff, and I do use my own products. People are like, "Oh, your skin looks so beautiful." I mean, they do.
It does.
Um,
Come on now.
I
Hello.
appreciate that. Yeah, and so I do all my steps. Did you see the video where I did all of Nick's? You know,
Yes.
he's
Yes. That's
such a good
awesome.
sport. He's such a good sport. He's like, I've never had a facial before, and I was like, it gets better. I
Well,
saw a
I
facialist
feel like guys would do it more if there wasn't such a, because they're like, I'm not going to get a facial. It's such
stigma,
a cool thing. I'm like, you should get a facial because you need the facial.
but
Like most of the guys.
good way to, kind of like, these little moments that kind of bring you closer, a human touch. I mean, why do we love facials so much? Why do we love to get our makeup done? Because somebody's touching our face and it just feels good.
It is.
The right person, the right
Yeah,
person.
exactly. I was gonna say, remember about the one. I don't know if I ever told you about the massage I got with this guy. I think he just finished a cigarette break, and I could smell it, and I was like, "What? This is not happening. This is
Oh,
what happens when you're, when you're just finishing school and you're going to the school of the massage places to get the cheap massages or the
Ever
cheap
got
facial.
massaged by somebody that like smells
As
really
a
good,
student,
like
like a
falls in
student.
love?
Oh, yeah, no, I have. Oh, I have. Oh, I
What
have. Men and women. Men and women.
I fell
Some
in love
women,
on the treadmill the other day. I was like, I don't know what he was wearing. He smelled so good. It was I had a whole in that 45 minutes I was walking on the treadmill. I fell in love with him. I had a whole relationship with him. And by the time we were both
he was
done,
gone.
he didn't smell the same because he was sweating.
I
And
was
then we
gonna
broke
say,
up.
like,
It was great because it was a whole relationship in 45 minutes.
so after he was all done, it smelled like
He
a little
smelled
bit of,
different. Yeah.
right.
It didn't make it any better, but we needed to break up because I'm married. I
Just-
mean,
right.
it was a great love affair. It was short.
It
It was short.
always smells worse after you sweat. Come on.
I don't know. I think when I don't wear well, I actually make my own deodorant too. I don't know if you know
Oh my
that.
gosh, you're the best. You
because
are.
well, because look, our
Is it
radiation
just lemon?
backward.
Is it just lemon?
No, no, no. It's like
I
it's
just see it on TikTok. Just lemon.
Yeah, well, no, that actually it does work well because the thing is that like the actual deodorant doesn't the antiperspirants and stuff. You know, we can't use that stuff as far as radiation therapists, and we don't recommend that our patients use that because of all the aluminum and everything that's in it. So that's how I started making my own. But I find that I don't smell when I sweat. But the difference is that you will actually feel the sweat and which freaks
Right.
people out a lot. But, I mean, I go around smelling myself and, I'm like, so I think it doesn't, interact, and that's the thing is like, it's funny now, like, because I do so much detoxing and stuff, I really, really believe in, finding ways to detox your body, whether you're doing, a sauna or, I think it's called a Hocket or whatever it is, many different ways. But, I feel like you don't smell those toxins anymore, but you can smell when they're coming out when
You don't smell them. He smells them.
become nose blind. It's true, you think after you go to the bathroom you smell like roses, but you're like,
You're like, yeah, that didn't seem
maybe
so. No.
you don't.
Mhm. But it's so
Mm.
good.
It is. It is. All right. So, any skincare? Because we forgot we had an audience. Any skincare tips that as somebody in the medical and I would say not so much in the beauty industry, but a beauty advocate. Because you're in it to win it in that sense. What do you? I mean, people are just they're just people are depressed out there, maybe their skin doesn't look the best, and I feel like your face is your calling card, you should always be memorable. Like what
I
would
love that
you
stuff too.
what would you recommend that they do? I mean, not so much even as skincare, but like inwardly, like what do you do to make Jennifer happy?
So I'm always, if I'm going to try something, I have to try it for a while, like a consistency. I feel like a lot of us are like, I'm going to try this. Oh, it didn't work. Well, how many times did you do it? Did you wash your face every day? Did you use it every day? Did you take that to make that grow? I did it for a week. It didn't work. Well, it's probably not going to work in a week. So like if I do something and I see the result, I give it some time. I give it some time to work. I follow the directions. Like if it tells you try this, try do this, but just consistency. Don't give up. Keep on
Right.
doing it. Keep on doing it. If you see that maybe it doesn't work, add something else to it. If it's helping, like I just feel like there is something out there, but I don't think people give it enough time because we're so quick to just try the next best thing or
Right.
try the next big thing. Just try the thing and just give it some time to work. Nothing is overnight unless it's surgery. So, I mean, come on.
And
So I
even
feel like
then, that
even
downtime.
then, even then you got like 6 months if you're lucky.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And then hopefully it
Isn't
came out right.
right, because then you're gonna go back in. No, I mean
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean it's not gonna happen to me when I do it, but
Well, but that's the thing though, is that I would say, I know that and that was why I was curious, to let, I wanted other people to know, like, that there's alternatives out there. I mean, it doesn't have to be a completely natural approach. And I know that a lot of times you do, I know you use my products and I know
I
you
do.
go the
And I
natural,
love it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I do.
But I know that there's got to be, there's a balance, and so I'm just always curious what another woman is doing. I mean, to make themselves feel their best, because that's all we can do, and that's all I ask for people is, like, hey, if you don't use my products, that's fine, but whatever's going to make you feel your
Right.
best.
Try something. If it doesn't work, if this doesn't work for you, then try something else. But don't just not use anything.
Yeah,
Try
and
something.
yeah, and it's, yeah, it's I think people, kind of go with the whole cost thing, and they're like, well, I can't afford, what everybody's using. But, I think to your point, like you said, like, you're like, you know what, just try it. And I do believe that skincare is an investment. And
It
once you
is.
get the right combo, like, your face is going to look, I mean, barring our usual, I mean, because we're women, it's, hormonal, and men go through hormonal stages also, you just gotta, but for the most part, your skin should look pretty decent, but you got to be
Well,
consistent. I agree.
you do, and it makes you feel better when your skin looks better, when you feel better. And I just feel like some people just don't give it enough time, or they just give up, or if you're not using, they'll complain because of this or it's not working. But did you actually give it your all? Like, and I know we're talking about okay skin, but like if you want something to look good, you have to keep at it. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you want your skin to clear up, you're just not going to just leave it alone every day, right? You're going to try something. You're going to figure something out that helps it go away. If this looks like this, I want to make it look better. I want to feel better. Nobody walks around with, dry ass skin, looking like your chapped lips.
It's true. It's true. It's very true. I, had a reaction from a lipstick, a couple days ago, and, yeah, I'm still traumatized. And I'm like,
Was it the Venom one?
no, it wasn't even like, I don't know what, long story. But it's like, I just, and then of course, you go through all of the thoughts in your head. And, what I went to at the end of the day was, you should have just made your own lipstick. Like, you do it. Stop putting all those chemicals on your lip. But, I mean, we all beat ourselves up, and it's the end of the world, and they're going to have to cut our lips off. And, I mean, I don't know. I'm super dramatic.
I wouldn't go that far. It's
Well,
the end of the world.
but then you have these bembas, like, you're like, and you're like,
Mhm.
well, but they kind of look kind of good.
Uh-huh. I did that Venom stuff one time and I was like, oh, this thing burns. Like, I don't care what anyone says, that thing burns. And it did not feel good. My lip, like, they were red for like a couple hours.
Yeah, like
I'm
when
like,
you were like the kids when they were doing the Kylie Jenner thing where they were like,
oh,
yeah,
I did try that. Yeah. TikTok made me do it again.
I'm
So bad
telling
for
you,
you.
I know. I could see why they want to ban it.
Hmm.
How
Who?
how am I going to go to sleep at night?
How am I going to learn all the other stuff? The
It's true.
dance moves, the new trends, clothing.
Well, I know. And like, I mean, how else am I going to feel bad about myself when this young girl tells me that, 40 something year olds, they're like, so this like girl, where they always go, I go, this lady, she was like old, she was like 40 or something. And I'm like,
I
but I
know. But
remember thinking the same
we
thing.
say the same thing. But I
Yes.
thought 40 was the new 20, no? No, we're not there yet.
I mean, that's why they're saying that 40-year-olds look better than 20-year-olds because, I mean, we still
Because
walk
they
around,
don't take care of themselves.
and plus we still dance too. Because the
Oh,
kids these
oh.
days, they don't dance. We still dance. We
They
still think
don't
that
dance.
everybody came
They're
to
all
see
scared. You should have seen me dancing at Bad Bunny. I swear to God, it was like
Bad Bunny,
amazing.
Bad Bunny,
It was
Bad Bunny,
unbelievable.
Bad Bunny. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you what Bad Bunny sings, but I like him and I think he's cute.
hey, excuse me. No, stop it. They're fighting. Shut. Boba. Okay.
Oh, hello, Duke.
He just likes to say
Hi,
hello.
buddy. Hi. Now
He
that's
knows
your
it's
pride
time to
possession right there. Oh,
he knows it's time
maybe
to
it's your luck.
he knows what's up.
He knows. He's so cute. Okay. Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us. We
Thank
forgot there was an
you.
audience. It's always so great to talk to you and to get your perspective. I would definitely say you're every woman, every fabulous woman. So
Thank you. You
I
as
just
well.
really appreciate, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Is there anything that you would like to plug? Is there any organizations that you would like to say, hey, you know what, support that, or any of us support the Jennifer GoFundMe?
No, I have no GoFundMe pages. But I will support you because I really do love your product and I'm super proud of you. Not because you're my friend, but you know how much I love you and I am, and it really does. I absolutely love it. And I just put an order in. I'm about to put an order in. Can I make it come quicker for me?
I absolutely will. You expedited.
See,
All
if
right.
you lived right here, you could just drop it off.
As soon as we get a little bit more traction, I will definitely have my second home in your
Okay.
area, South Florida. For shows,
Let's
for
go. Let's
shows.
hurry up and get over here.
I will. All right. You have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.